over the last several years, at least the last decade, thousands of Arab workers have been employed to literally remove the evidence of our African story from the walls of the ancient temples, tombs of ancient Egypt. Now, we must understand why this is happening. Of course, they're calling it restoration programs. Brothers and sisters, why would temples, tombs, and pyramids that have been in existence for thousands of years and have stood the test of time, why would they automatically suddenly need now to be restored?
All right.
Why is it happening? And why isn't it being stopped? Well, I can tell you the second one right off the bat. Because the people who would stop it don't have the power to stop it.
All right.
Real simple. Now, why is it happening? Everybody say cultural imperialism.
Cultural imperialism.
Say it again. Cultural imperialism. We must come to grips, brothers and sisters, with the reality that even though Egypt is in Africa, where did I say it was?
Africa.
I didn't say the Middle East.
That's right.
Even though Egypt is in Africa, Egypt is no longer African.
Right.
Ouch!
All right.
Ouch!
Yes, sir.
I think I told you all about one of the physicians that went with us this year, Dr. Michael Herron, was talking to an Arab, and the Arab wanted to know from us, what are y'all doing here? And so Dr. Herron said to the Arab, we've come home.
That's right.
And the Arab said, what do you mean you come home? This is Egypt. Well, actually, the doctor said to him, we're in Africa. We came home. This is Africa. The Arab said, this is Egypt. And then he told Michael Herron, he said, you need to go back to Africa. Now, that's some deep stuff. We're standing in Africa. We're standing there in Africa. But this Arab, again, through misinformation,
That's right.
as a result of today's academia, honestly believes that Egypt is not in Africa. They believe it's in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's deep, man. We must come to grips with the reality that Egypt has not been African since, write this year down, 676 BC. What year did I just say?
676.
676 years BC. Now, I'm not giving you faith today. I'm giving you fact today. You see, brothers and sisters, we must understand that Egypt was invaded by foreigners.
Yes.
The Assyrians were the first ones to invade Egypt in 676 BC. Then in 332 BC, the Greeks came and invaded Egypt. Then in 30 BCE, the Romans came and invaded Egypt. And then guess what? In 639 AD, the Arabs came and invaded Egypt. We're talking 4 invasions here. But you must keep in mind is this, and repeat this after me. Whenever an invader takes a land, they do not honor the invaded culture.
That's right.
Instead, they replace it with their own culture.
Yes.
So you see, family, Egypt has gone through a series reality that we have lost our place. Ouch! It's bad, y'all, when you go back to a place that you built and it's no longer yours. That's bad. The Arabs did not build any temples. Last year, and those, I'm thinking, well, last year, anybody was here with me last year? The Hagins were. Last year, when we were leaving the Cairo airport on our way into Cairo, the tour guide said over the PA system on the microphone as we passed the mountain range, limestone mountain range, they said, if you look over to your left, you will see the mountains from which we took the limestone to build the pyramid. That's what they said to us on the PA system. And I said, hold up.
All right.
Stop right now.
Yes.
I did not bring these people 5,000 miles to be lied to. I said to them, y'all are Arabs. Y'all weren't even here when the pyramids were built. What do you mean we took the limestone to build the pyramids? So you know what they said to me? They said, Dr. Hagins, we're only saying what we were told to say. Wow. Isn't that deep? A few days later, when we were at the Giza Plateau, same tour guides. I figured I'd let them get by with that one. Same tour guides, we pulled up to the Giza Plateau. They said, and here is the Great Pyramid of Cheops. They call it by the Greek name. We call it by the African name, Khufu.
That's right.
And they said, and the limestone that once covered the pyramids fell off. If it fell off, where is it? And that was it. I said, okay. I got them to the side. I didn't want to embarrass them in front of the tour group. I said, y'all are fired. I need another tour guide. Actually, I didn't need a tour guide, but their laws won't let us go through Egypt without a tour guide. So I said, give me another tour guide. One that is more ethnically connected to us and our story. So they brought us some Nubian tour guides. You see, family, what they didn't want to say was that the limestone that was on the pyramids was removed by the Arabs to build the mosques around Egypt. Because that would admit defacing these sacred monuments. So since the Arabs have no spiritual connection, hear what I'm saying?
Yes. Right.
Since these, let me call it as it is, since these Muslims have no spiritual connection with Africa. Y'all all right?
Yes.
Since they have no historical connection,
That's right.
or no emotional attachment to these sacred monuments built by our ancestors. It's no wonder that they can, without any problem at all, chisel away and deface and destroy the sacred evidence that's there. The great walls of the Temple of Karnak in Luxor. And you're going to see this in a minute. I'm going to show you all this. You're going to see it for yourself. Since you didn't get to go with me, I thought I'd bring it back and show it to you. The great walls of this sacred temple of Karnak, the world's first university. This great temple in Karnak, where the sacred lake, where the world's first baptisms